Okay, so it's May 1st, 2026. And notice yesterday we said nothing about nothing. But I didn't do what you wanted. Okay, David's always got to try that one more thing. And it didn't work, did it? It hasn't in 15 years. Okay, Charles, you're rejected. Move on. Okay, are you too stupid to figure out how the rest of us just move on? We all get rejected. We don't make it weird. We don't seek revenge. We don't try to retaliate. We don't do, a bunch of strange old things to people and to, the person who rejected us. We just move on because success is in moving on. Are you too stupid to keep up with the rest of society? You're just too dumb. You can't do it. Too weak and pathetic. Listen, you will revolt people. I don't do peep and Tom. I don't do creepy peeper. Okay, that alone is enough, but there's so much more. I don't do creepy peeper. I don't do broke. Okay, I'm broke. You're out. That's done. You're rejected. You're gone. I don't want you. I don't want anything to do with you. I've always been that way. That's my choice. I choose what kind of men I like and what kind of men I don't like. I don't do broke. I don't do creepy peeper. You're rejected. You fail. You failed. I don't do guy who makes problems and makes everything stink and tries to poison me and keeps me from my kids and butts into things that are none of his business. Little Miss Nosy Nancy. It doesn't have a life. That's not my thing. I told you no and I moved twice to get away from you and have no fight. You little pussy. You're so weak and pathetic and embarrassing to me. You embarrass me. Okay, you're not one of the cool kids. You can't get a name. You can't get one. You're not one of the cool kids. You don't fit into our crowd. Okay, you're the minority. You don't get the help we do. A civilized society doesn't act like you. You're not the majority of the people on the planet. You're a very, very small group of subculture, of low-hanging fruit, okay, of bottom rung. Okay, nobody likes ghetto people. Nobody likes men who pick on women and think that makes them tough. So you got all you men sitting in a little room, hiding behind computers and phones, and a doll, and other people, and poisons and drugs, picking on one woman. And what is the actual real result of doing that day after day for 15 years? We have inside information on your crime nobody else has. That's all you got. David's always got to try that one more thing. And then she knew to do that. And that our plan didn't work because she found out, and maybe she told us, maybe she didn't, but she found out and nothing worked all day long. We spent a whole lot of time and money getting caught, getting her information. Who has the information? What all do they have? What are they going to do with it? When are they going to do it? And how pissed off did you want them to be when they do it? You tell us. Okay? Y'all have to figure that out. That's your thing. That's your problem. We don't know you answers. No one knows you answers. But you don't have a long line of people chomping at the bit, waiting to help get you a name. But I do. I have 115 now. Okay? Just over what you've done to me in the past 2-3 weeks. Or when you hide behind other people. You want to hide behind a cop. You want to hide behind a family member. You want to hide behind a friend. You want to hide behind a coworker. You guys got to hide. So you don't have mafia organizations shaking in their boots because they're scared of you. You're sissy club. You're prissy pants. That's it. All those men think they're tough, picking on one woman, and they can't even do it to her face. They gotta hide behind drugs and poisons and stuff that stinks. They have gotten in my house and put stuff that stinks all in my laundry, all in my house. I mean, no wonder nobody will help them with a name. No wonder nobody wants them around. Very unpleasant. Murder's very unpleasant. So we've heard you talking about my son. He's not going to have any quality of life. Let me tell you something. He decides that, not you. He decides that, not you. But you got to pick on a guy and a 25-year-old kid in the hospital, and you think that makes you tough, and you're hiding behind drugs and poisons with him too. And what'd you do to his ligaments, and what'd you do to his stomach? He can't even eat. He's not going to have any. We heard you talking about it. We get intel when you contact me, when you cause a problem or a loss for me, when you get into my business, when you keep me from my kids and you make me broke. Guess what happens? One thing. For 15 years, it's the same thing all day, every day. So by now, you should expect it. It's a decade and a half of this. We get information. We do have people chomping at the bit to help us with information. So we got Gabaldon's name, we got Esposito, we got Gerard, and Dr. Matthews. We got all those names out of your, which you've done to me over the past 2-3 weeks. I cannot be broken. I have to ask for money. So there are some people just sitting there waiting to see. Is she gonna have to ask for money today? Is she gonna? If she has to ask us, we're gonna get some stuff. Give it to her, so that they can put these guys in jail and it's over. We got to work harder. We got to get more stuff. We got to finish this case. We got to put him in jail so she's not broke ever again. So she's with her son. We all want her with her son. My boss wants me with my son. So you're not getting a name if I'm not with my son. And if you're saying things, oh, he's not going to have any quality, but he will. That's his decision. That's his choice. I need to be there with him to help him get back on his feet. And you need to stay away from him and quit making him worse. We all know you're making him worse. Everybody knows that. You're scared for me to talk to him because you don't want us to find out this. And well, we already know. We already know. We find out anyway. We know he's in Albuquerque at Presbyterian Hospital. We've known for some time. Okay, so I'm not with him. You're trying to keep me from talking to him. You're trying to keep me from being with my son to help him get well. So what good did that do? I got the information either way, didn't I? Every second you peep and creep, every problem, every contact, every time Charles Perry contacts me, we get a fuck ton of information. Every day that I'm broke, every problem, every loss, we get more intel. It's 9.5 million of your conversations. Now, it's actually closer to 10 million over a 15-year period of time because you never shut up and you go at me constantly. You plan one crime and you get caught and you plan another one literally all day long. That's all you do. Okay, you're the minority of the population and everybody else is sick and tired of it and they want you gone. So nobody's giving you a name. In 15 years, I got 115. We got just 4. Day before yesterday, Charles threatened and harassed me so badly, we got 2 in one day. 2 of them in one day. Was that your objective? Is that your goal? I mean, we set goals and then we meet them. And if we don't meet them, we sit down and try to figure out what happened, what went wrong, what do we need to do different? What do we need to change? Because we're not getting what we want. We got to get what we want. We got to meet the goal. Okay, so I don't know who you told this to, but it creeped him out, Mr. Perry. David's always got to try that one more thing, and all that does is get him more information. And then either it's on Facebook or the blog, or she knows what to do and doesn't do what we wanted her to, and nothing works. Yep, that's David's fault. David thinks he's a tough guy acting like that. So does Charles. Charles thinks that's how you get a date. Listen, Charles, if you like women, you do what women like. Okay, you don't like women. You like hurting women. You're a sex sadist. You got a sex fetish with hurting women and women in captivity. And prove me wrong or shut up. Prove me wrong or shut up. This is about violent subjugation, and that's all this is about. You're a sex weirdo. You're sicko. You're psychotic. You're nasty. So you don't have anybody trying to help you get a name, do you? They might tell you that, but are they really? Do you have a name? Do you have one? Yeah. I got 115. I got 2 in one day because you got so nasty. And you made my people pissed off. You're not to contact me. I don't want to help you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't give a shit what you think. No one does. You know who cares? You know who everybody wants to know? Is Cynthia okay? How's she doing today? Is she okay? What's she think about this? They asked me what I think, not you. You weren't asked. You're not welcome in my life. It doesn't matter where you are. Yep. Okay, there was another one. This one. I just had the most weird, concerning, disturbing conversation I've ever had in my life. Mr. Perry calls me up and tells me we just need to make a problem bad enough for her to call me. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, why would you want to do that? Listen, what you should have done if you wanted to be around her and if you wanted her to call you, what all other men do who are normal and can actually get a real date with a woman, is make women like them, is they send flowers and then she'll call you to thank you for the flowers. Or when she was in Lubbock, you should have helped her with her career and she would have called and thanked you for that and she'd be in Lubbock. You'd see her all the time. Okay, you don't run her off by making one massive problem, taking her homes. Major losses. Homes, cars, everybody important to her, everything she cares about, everything she worked for, and just demolish all that, and then expect her to call you. Okay, that's disturbing to me, and I'm concerned about your mind. I think something's wrong with your mind, if you could even think something like that up. And so he said, I think that Mr. Perry has gone off the deep end, because I don't understand somebody that would think like that. That's criminal. That's a criminal mind is what that is. That guy needs to be in a padded cell. So I'm very, very concerned about her safety and well-being and his mind. John Hinckley Jr., you know, the guy who killed, okay, you got people, I've alleged stalking since 2011. I moved twice to get him away from Mr. Perry, keep my son safe. And family took my kid around a serial killer, a sadist, a murderer, a human trafficker. Against my will, without my consent, they hid it from me. They're going to have some consequences, and there's nothing I can do. There's not a damn thing I can do to help them. And they put my son's life in danger. And they're still doing it. And I can't help you. There's not a damn thing it's out of my hands. Not a damn thing I can do. Who has the information? What all do they have? What are they going to do with it? When are they going to do with it? When are they going to do it? And how pissed off did you want them to be when they do it? And who all did you want them to be pissed off at? And that's what's real. That's what's real. So whoever you've been running around saying, we just need to make a problem bad enough for her to call us, got very upset by what you said. First of all, he said he insulted my intelligence. I'm not stupid. That's not how you get people to cooperate with you. That's not how you get answers to your questions. That's not how you get people to help you. That's not how you get a woman to like you. And we all know that. This is psychosis. This is psychotic, serial, violent offender talking to me right here, who would say something like that. I just need to make a problem bad enough for her to call me. And he goes, I asked, why don't you call her? If you want to talk to her so bad, why don't you just pick up the phone to call her? Well, she won't take my calls. Well, maybe that's because you ruined everything good in her life. Yeah, she's mad at me. Okay, did it occur to you that the way you get people to call you, especially a woman, is you send flowers, you buy perfume, you do this, you help them with their career, you do this and that, and you do what things that they like, then they'll call you and tell you thank you. Appreciate your help. I appreciate you helping my career grow. I appreciate the flowers. I appreciate the things that make everything smell good. You get in her house and make everything smell bad and think she's going to call you? What planet do you fucking live on? Whack job? That is true whack job shit right there. That is true whack job shit. Mr. Perry, every contact gets me information just like this. So don't you dare tell anybody that you don't want us to get the information, because you never shut up. You have helped us. You kick the goal in our net every time. You kick the ball and make a goal for us every day. Every contact gets me more. Every second you invade my privacy, you rapist, I get more. But you're pissing us off. You're pissing people off. It is a crime because it's offensive. It's rape. You're a rapist. You're a sex offender. You're a sex predator. You're not going to get a name. Okay? People don't want another Jeff Epstein. Now I got to go on 60 Minutes and explain why I was, went to lunch with a sex predator. I'm not doing it. Watching these Bill Gates and Prince Andrew, and no, not me. I'm not doing it. I'll help the people that are trying to put a stop to that, because it's revolting to the rest of the world, the planet. You're the minority. You're not the majority. You're the minority. Okay, you don't have people covering your ass right now. I know, we have information. Why do we have it, Charles? Why do I have that information? Most victims don't know you are the cause of the problem. So I guess this normally works where you guys cause a problem for a victim of human trafficking, because this is just something you do all the time. The girls at the compounds are absolutely hostages. They're not there of their own free will, because David has to try one more thing. Right? Let's just try one more thing. Now we got a mess, David, because you always got to try one more thing. So now she gets more intel. Now she knows what to do. Now they're going to use that against us in a criminal case. There is a criminal case. When we tell you give it back and get out, there's never been a problem. We'll get more and do it for you. You're giving us more to get, first of all. Second of all, never is there a promise of that anything's going to be covered up, that it wouldn't be criminal charges. The only thing I would do is resolve a civil complaint. That's it. Give it back and we'll get more intel. And I can use it against you in both civil, and they'll use it against you in criminal. And you're racking up quite a bill. You don't go into somebody else's house, especially a woman's house, and tear up her shit. Gordy. Every time I'm poisoned, I get more intel. Every time you tear up my stuff, I get more intel. Every day I'm not with my son, every day you invade my privacy, I get more intel. You're giving us more to get. But I guess what they do is they normally do this to the girls, and they don't know that, like, they may not know David caused the problem. But here comes David, pretending to be the hero. Oh, yes, thank you, I'll go with you. Oh, you saved my ass. Did he, though? Because he actually caused the problem. You wouldn't have had a problem if there was no David. This is where we apply the but-for causation standard. Yeah. But for Charles Perry existing and David existing, I wouldn't be being poisoned. My son wouldn't be in the hospital day after day for a year with no family. I have to be with my son, or you will not get a name. You won't get any answers. You won't get shit. We will. We've been saying that for a year. I cannot be broke and have to ask for money. Where you will not get any answers. You will not get a name. You cannot invade my privacy, you sick little fuck. Sex predator. Get out of it. Get the fuck out. You cannot contact me or my family and get a name or the answers to your questions. You have it in 15 years. You have it. But I can get stuff like this. I just had the most disturbing, concerning conversation I've ever had in my life. What in the hell is wrong with him? He's a sex sadist. He gets off on hurting people. He doesn't like women. He likes hurting women. Do you understand? His love life isn't with women. His love life is with hurting women. It doesn't get any more sick than you. So I alleged stalking in 2011, moved twice, and tried to get a protective order for stalking in 2015. This is not new. And again in 2016. I did twice in 2015. I did twice. In Judge Irick's court, Judge Irick is responsible in part for where my son is right now because he failed. My guys will decide what to do with him. No one else. We have the intel. They know why he did what he did. Now, part of it was, the first time was my fault. I forgot the police report. The second time, I don't know. I don't know. Because the second time I went in on the motion for the stalking protective order, my son's name was on that too. The guys that get the intel have all the information, not just part of it. They know all the facts, not just some of it. They decide what to do with him. And everybody else who's helped you over the years. So what all do we have, Mr. Perry? We have this. We have 115 names. Your cruelty will destroy you. A man's kindness will reward him. We can get the information, just like that, snap of a finger. But your cruelty will destroy you. People don't like cruelty, so they start talking. They start complaining. They're angry. They rant. Cruelty makes people angry. Okay, so you're not getting help. You don't have a bunch of people in line chomping at the bit to help you get a name so you can interfere with justice or obstruct justice. But we have people helping us. And the more cruel and nasty you get, the more we get. The longer I'm not with my son, the longer I'm broke, the more we get. The longer you peep and creep, the more we get. It is illegal to do that for a reason. You owe me $3,000 a day. You do not have my consent. You never did. Plus $2,000 a day for getting into everything else. My phones, my computers, everything else you're in. Okay? Breaking and entering to tear up my shit. Put poison in it, make everything stink. Okay, a lot of it gets poured out, thrown in the trash, doesn't it? Now, how would I know to do that? But for, you're under investigation. They're going to put you in jail. Okay? No to the bribes. No to the enticement. First, he said, in March 2020, we're going to clarify this. There's no blackmail here. Princess Cuckoo Bird is not the victim. She's not the injured party. He's not the injured party. We are not against gays and trans. Please understand that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about men who think they're tough by being abusive to women with violent subjugation. That is what I'm talking about. Whether or not Charles is gay or trans, I don't care. That's not illegal to do that. What is illegal is violent subjugation of women and children. And mafia groups are shaking in their boots at how scary David and Charles and Gordy and Gregory and all these men are picking on one woman and a kid in the hospital. A 25-year-old kid in the hospital. Hiding behind poison and drugs. And a doll and other people and computers and phones and sneaking around in the dark to do it. It doesn't get any more pussy than you. It doesn't. So do you feel pretty in those dresses you wear? Are those pantyhose fitting you okay? It is weak to fight a woman. Go find a man your age, your size, and good health and fight him. When you get to prison, we'll see how that plays for you. What you've done. Picking on women and kids. We're going to see. You'll find out. You'll just have to find out. That's all there is to it. Violent subjugation is what this is about. Okay, Charles, don't treat everybody else like you think they're the buffoon you are. They're not. Okay, so what he said in March 2020 is her privacy is not to be invaded. You don't contact her or her family. She'd better not be broke and have lost some problems because of you. Okay? Or I'll get more and ruin you with it. I'll see you in a criminal. I'll build a criminal case against you and I'll ruin you. Leave her alone. Leave everybody alone. And you said no. And you do another thing and you get caught. And then you do another thing and you get caught. And you do that 100 times a day. Injury after injury after injury after injury after injury. Major losses. Homes, cars, key relationships, reputation, jobs, money. Contracts that you interfered with, that I told somebody I'll pay you, but you interfered with it. The guys will charge you every time you do that. Okay? Every time you illegally access my electronic devices or an email account or a Facebook account or a blog account or my Trello accounts or whatever, and you start deleting stuff and changing stuff, they're going to charge you with tampering with evidence, especially if it's any kind of note regarding you. My calendars, you stay out of my shit. Stay out of it. Stay out of my stuff. Stay out of my lotions and shampoos and toothpaste and food and drinks. Stay out of my shit, or you will pay for it at some point, one way or the other. It is not manly to do that to a woman. It is disgusting. It is revolting. And because you do stuff like that, and because you make me broke, and because you cause problems all the time, and because you creep everybody out, and because you're keeping me from my kid, you are paying with intel right now. We're going to use the intel to put you in jail. And you can't get a name. You make everybody want to throw up. You're revolting to the rest of society, who is civilized. We don't act like that. We don't do it. It is illegal to do it because it offends a civilized society. And you just can't keep up with the rest of us. And you're weak. And you're pathetic. And too stupid to figure out how to move on like the rest of us do. Just stupid. Because we all figured it out. We all get rejected. We just move on. You're stupid if you can't keep up with the rest of us. And that is not my problem, is it? Okay, I'm not you. Have an attorney who you pay $500 an hour or whatever to answer your questions and bother him with your questions. Don't bother me again. I won't answer him anyway. But after a time, and he just kept going at it and kept going at it and kept going at it and kept going at it, then all of a sudden he starts offering enticements and bribes, which actually the McNamara email says that he was going to offer enticements. Back in 2015, months before, he's going to do a false arrest and he's going to offer enticements. He's going to use Judge McNamara, who is over juvenile court, to try to do the same thing to Dennis. My email to my ex-husband. McNamara email, everybody talks about it all the time. Everybody's seen it. We said it months before he did it. Okay, What we said in response to the enticements is, the guys have a forensic accountant keeping track of all the money you have taken from me, and all the injuries, and all the lost property, and all the lost he's putting dollar figure on my time even. He's keeping track of everything you've done to me. You always go where I am. You're the aggressor, not me. I don't go where you are. I moved twice not to be where you are. Not down the street, 400 miles away to another town, then another state, to get away from a monster who revolts and repulses everybody, especially me. So he's kept track of it all these years. How much? Here's how much. He said it's astronomical what he has cost you financially. Clearly, that causes me duress. Clearly, that causes me duress. Not being with my son when he needs me the most clearly is causing me a great deal of duress. Having people lie to me about where he is and yell and scream at me and threaten me with homelessness and destitution every time I try to help my son, that causes me duress. So what if it causes me duress? It's going to cause you some at some point in the future, and everybody helping you. And there's nothing I can do for family. I get my hands are out of it's out of my hands. I can't do a thing. I cannot do a thing. I cannot be broke, and you get a name. Our answers to your questions. I cannot be away from my kid, both of my kids, but especially the one it's in the hospital. You cannot contact me and peep and creep, and you get a name. You cannot poison and drug me and tear up my shit, make everything stink, and you get a name. But anyway, so what I said is, I'm sorry, but we got a forensic accountant keeping track of how much money you owe me. Loss of my privacy, loss of my time, loss of money, loss of property, loss of key relationships. He's got a list. It's astronomical what you owe me. So there doesn't need to be a quid pro quo where I got to go get pimped out for you. And, I'll be so nice and get you a job as a realtor. No, I don't think so. You're not going to profit off the violent crimes against me. Nothing has gone like you think it would all these years. You think that would? Really? Do you think that? You're not all there if you think that. Let's kidnap her. Well, but would that go like you think it would? Nothing has. Why would that? I mean, what planet do you fucking live on, retard? Don't get whiny about us calling you retard. If you want, we can say that we can form an opinion based on what you do and state our opinion. And if you don't like that, act right so we can form a different opinion. Princess, quit acting like a pussy and complaining and acting like you're the victim. You're not the injured party, and everybody's sick and tired of hearing you whine. You little sob story. Man up. Be a man already. Be a fucking man. Okay? Get out of everybody's faces with your whining and your sobbing. It's ridiculous and it's absurd. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic and it's weak. Stop it. Just stop. I don't go where you are. You're the aggressor, and everybody knows that. You're not fooling anybody. Stop treating everybody like you think they're the buffoon you are. Okay? You're not getting a name as long as you do shit like that. You're not getting answers to your questions. You never have. You never will. Acting like that. How ridiculous. How embarrassing for you. How embarrassing for you. So, what he said is, what we said at that point is, no, here's what's going to happen. You're going to give back what you took, and you're going to fix the problems you caused, and you're going to get the fuck out of my life, or we're going to get more and more and more and more and more and build a criminal case against you and ruin you with it. Watch this. And that was in March 2021, I think. I think it was the year after the first thing. I'm not going to be your bitch. I'd rather be dead. I lived in my car for 6 months with no bath and no food because that was better because you're the kind of monster that would do that to me. And I didn't slip up with a name, and I didn't think about calling you. We got a lot of intel out of that to ruin you with in a criminal case. We've made our intentions very, very, very clear. Very, very clear for a long time. And if you're such a retard, you can't understand what people say, and you don't know what's happening, and you have an attorney to explain that to you, that is not my responsibility, and it's not my problem what you understand or don't understand. Okay? I told you no, fuck off. And that's what I mean. And I have help. I'm not a teenage runaway you dug out of a ditch. I'm part of a team investigating you. Now, my part was only to get you elected so that undercovers could get to you easier than they could if you're an accountant sitting in a back room doing math all day. You're a lot more accessible to an undercover guy. And you said a lot, and we were very thankful how chatty you are. And David loves to run around and tell everybody what he can do and get away with. And that's been very helpful to us as well. Very helpful. And he's always got to try that one more thing. David's always got to try that one more thing. David's always got to try that one more thing. So you made somebody very uncomfortable, Mr. Perry, running around going, we just got to make a problem bad enough so she'll call me. Well, why don't you just do what everybody else does and pick the phone up and call her? Well, I made so many problems now she's mad at me. We just got to... Okay, the other girls don't know you made the problem. So what typically happens is you make the problem, and then they don't know you made the problem, and then you come in and you pretend like you're the solution. I know better. I'm not a teenager you dug out of a ditch, and we've said this from 2016. You're used to Pee-wee. This is hardball. You have no idea what you just did. You're about to find out. You're about to see things you've never seen before. Okay? Remember, you asked for it. Or you could have left me alone. Alternatively, you know how much money and time it costs to leave people alone? None. So what would have been cheaper for you? What would have been less costly for you, Mr. Bencore, if he had left me alone in March 2020 when we first told him, get the fuck out? Just at that point, we're just saying, leave me alone. Don't cause any more money problems. I didn't ask for... I didn't say give it back and get out, did we? In March 2020, we just said, don't... She cannot be broken, have problems and lost because of you. Leave her alone. Act like a grown-ass man and move on like the rest of us do when we get rejected. We've all been rejected. We move on. Why can't you? You just can't keep up? You're that pathetic? You're that stupid? You can't keep up with everybody else? You're that weak? I mean, you're that deranged? Are you deranged? Anyway. So, had you done that, how much money would that have cost you? How much intel would that have cost you? Yeah, you gave us a lot more to get, David. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. A lot. But you have cha-ching. Gosh, I got a list of, here's how much money these guys owe me. Because of you, David. Got to try that one more thing. Picking on a woman makes you tough. Yeah, you got other mafia organizations shitting themselves over how tough you think you are. You need a little daydream pretend world. So we find out, and I may not say anything, I just don't do what you want. Or I'll pour it out, or I don't eat it, or I don't drink it, or I will go, whatever. Work around it. Get around it. We got the intel. Now don't drink. We saw him poison it. We saw him drop it off the grocery, so saw him hand that off to somebody. So what you need to do is just pour it out. We got the intel. We got video evidence. Now pour it out. How much money did that cost you? Every time you do that. Gordy, you're so tough, Gordy. I don't know. Picking on a woman, Gordy. Sneaking around in the dark. Like a little pussy. Why don't you pick on a man your age, your size, to his face in broad daylight? Okay? If you want to be tough, find a guy, not women. You don't pick on women. I got guys helping me. They're crushing you. They're going after you, Gordy. I've never met you. I don't know you. They're going after you. All of you. Men. Okay? I'm not the only woman in it, but there's not a lot of us. Most of them are men. They're going after you. They're after you. That's the way we find out before whether I say something about it or not. I just don't do what you thought I was going to do. But after the enticements, Mr. Perry, I think I'm gonna talk this woman who knows more about my criminal activity than anybody else on the planet, or certainly not anybody else on the planet. That's not true. But as far as he knows at the time, anybody else on the planet. Because he doesn't know who all has it and what all they have. Okay, but at the time, as far as he knew. Okay, so I'm going to take this woman who has more information on that I owe a fuck ton of money because it caused nothing but injury to her and loss. And there's a $3,000 voyeurism bill and a $5,000 hack bill that I need to pay daily. It accumulates, it's every day. But I think I'm going to go to her and say, why don't you come be a realtor or a nurse? Neither one of those things are appealing to you, and I know that. And drop this crime solving thing you're doing that you're very good at, and that you're, drop doing things nobody's ever seen before with you and your people. Drop all that. Give up. The guys that can actually get a name, forget them, and come to us who can't get a name. We drop the people that are helping you get information nobody else has, and come with us who can't get shit out of anybody. Yeah, do things you don't want to do, and be in between all that, get pimped out, and be the victim of violent crime, so I can get rich off of the rape and the violent crime committed against you. Now, who would say yes to that? Living in my car for 6 months was better with no food and no bath, because you're that kind of guy. Being in jail, illegally incarcerated for 2 months, I never slipped up, did I? If I was going to slip up, that would have been a good time to do it right there. But I got a puzzle from them, the Fabian puzzle, that is very specific to me, that nobody can explain how they got that to me. They can do a lot of things. You don't know right now what we can and cannot do you? You don't know. There's court orders, there's all kinds of stuff. There's information that led to a court order. Sir, you don't know. You don't know who all has it. You don't know what we have. You don't know what we're going to do with it. You don't know when we're going to do it. And you don't know how, you decide how pissed off they are when they do it. That is in your control more than you think. I have 115 names to your none. You want me to leave the guys that got the 115 names and the Fabian puzzle to me in jail and go be with a loser like you who can't get even nothing out of anybody because you're so revolting and so repulsive to the rest of society with your psychotic crime? You shitting me with that, right? You're kidding. Are you saying that with a straight face? I mean, come on, we needed a good laugh today, but really? And you thought I would say yes to that? You get anywhere near me, I'll slit your throat. If the guys don't shoot you in the head first, I'll slit your throat. You will not live to tell about it, because you're going to kill me. If you're trying to kill me with poison, you're dangerous. So if you come close to me, I don't know if you got a syringe on you. I don't know if you got a chloroform rag on you. I'm not going to wait and see. I'll kill you dead. Okay? There's not going to be a hug fest here. I don't know what planet you live on. You're a dangerous sex predator, and you're a violent offender, and if you get near me, I will kill you dead. There's not going to be a date. There's never going to be this bizarre wedding thing you dreamed up. So I suggest you get a grip on reality and deal with what really is. This is what really is. David's always got to try that one more thing. And now she has that. Okay? That's what's real to me. You got caught again all day yesterday. We just didn't talk about it. I just didn't do what you wanted. I didn't do what you thought I would do. Again. And it's racking and it's stacking. Give it back and get the fuck out of my life today. And I don't want to ever hear from you again. Or we'll get more and we'll do it for you ourselves. And we have said that every day for 6 years. Well, you plan one more thing and we get more. And then you plan one more thing and we get more. And you plan one more thing and David's got to try that one more thing and we get more. And you cause more injury and more injury and more injury and more injury. And we get more names and more names and more names and more names. And more code words and more code words and more inside information and all the compound stuff. We didn't have the compound stuff until after you fucked with my school. Because my thing is crime fighting, and I'm really good at it, and my degree was in that. And you interfered with things that are none of your business, Nosy Nancy. And so the guys got information because they're going to make you pay in a criminal case. Now, when we say give it back and get out, all that would do is resolve a civil. We can use a lot of stuff in a civil case against you in the criminal case, don't you think? Or both, vice versa. Maybe they wait till they arrest you so you can't buy another fucking judge. Okay? There won't be any more buying judges. And that's all you've done all this time, and everybody knows it. Because everybody looks at my cases and go, nothing went like it should have. Nothing. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to quote a guy that was a reporter. Back when I first got back from the illegal arrest that you did, and I sued you for civil rights violations, and one of the reporters, there was two reporters, one of them said, she got a judge from Lubbock, Judge Payne. What are the chances The judge she got in her lawsuit just so happens to be from Lubbock, like Mr. Perry. That's not a coincidence. There's no way that's a coincidence. How in the hell did they pull that off? But I'll tell you one thing. It is incumbent upon that judge to be very, very fair with Ms. Ortiz to avoid the appearance of impropriety, because I already see impropriety right here. They got a judge from Lubbock. The federal judge in North District of Oklahoma is from Lubbock. What are the chances? There's no way that was a coincidence. Yeah. Which one said it's called the Bill of Rights, Mr. Perry? Was that Bill O'Reilly? I mean, you got a lot of phone calls after all this from media, didn't you? Who was it? Was it Bill O'Reilly? It's called the Bill of Rights, Mr. Perry. You violated them. You misogynist pig. Come on now. Was it Bill O'Reilly? I mean, weirdly, after all he said that, you made problems for him too, didn't you? Aren't you the reason he doesn't have his job anymore? And then you made him look bad? You made him look bad, because I don't think he did what you accused him of doing. I don't think he was perfect. I think he did some stuff he shouldn't have done. But I think that you made that a thing, didn't you? Because he said something you didn't want to hear, didn't he? Okay, we have all of that. You don't know what we have. You don't know who all has it. You don't know what we're going to do with it. You don't know when we're going to do it. And you want to piss us off when we do it? You sure? You have to live with your choices, so make sure that's what you want. Otherwise, give it back and resolve the civil part now to me and to my son, and get the fuck out of my life. Or I'll get more and we'll do it for you. Same as we've done for 6 years. No to your enticements, no to your bribes. Fuck you. You're out of your mind. We have 9.5 million of your phone calls and meetings to your none. You don't have any of ours. And yours are incriminating and ours are not. We have 115 names of your accomplices to your none. Nobody wants to help you with that. Nobody. Nobody. You're revolting to everybody else. Nobody has in 15 years. They're not going to. You were told what to do if you want a phone call to answer your questions, and nothing else has been promised to you but that. Nothing. You're making people wildly uncomfortable with your sadism. Wildly uncomfortable. So we can get names and you can't. 28 of your code words that you use to describe criminal activity to your zilch. That's what's real, you stupid son of a bitch. I'm not going to leave people that can do that and get me a puzzle in jail or whatever and protect me all these years from you to go to you pathetic fuck. Now, you're going to give it back today and you're going to get out today, or we will get more and we will do it for you. And we've been saying that for 6 years, and then we get more. And we say it and then we show you. Then we say it, then we show you. And dumb David's got to do one more thing. Now she's got more. And it didn't work anyway. And we spent a lot of time and money on a bunch of shit that didn't work. Yeah, here's the thing, what God said about that. The wealth of the wicked makes his way to the righteous for whom it was laid up. Your money that was meant to cover everything up bought me truth. It bought me the intel like this. And a bunch of names. Okay? You don't know who all has it, what we have, what we're going to do with it, when we're going to do with it. But what you can have some control over is how pissed off we are when we do it. That you can control. That's up to you. You want to provoke and antagonize and piss us off? You will live with it. You'll live with it. Okay. This is the McNamara email that we've referred to repeatedly, where I'm telling my ex-husband months before he actually did it. It was an I told you so. I did say, I told everybody. Charles is threatening me with false arrest, and he intends to offer me enticements. There it is, right there. And he's trying to use Judge McNamara to hurt my son. He really wants to hurt my son, and then he did hurt my son. Not in the way it's described specifically in this email, but he did hurt him. And David, you're going to pay for that. You are. I promise you have my word. You will pay for it. Okay? So you can either give them monetary compensation that you owe, or we can see you in court. This is a legal demand. At the very least, get the fuck out of my life. Nobody's going to give you a name, David, if you're running around in your little princess dress and your little pantyhose trying to beat up a woman and a kid in a hospital and hiding behind poisons and drugs and making everything stink and causing conflict where there didn't need to be any. I cannot have to ask for money. You'll pay for it one way or the other. It comes out of your ass with intel. I'm not to be broke. Damn it. That's all there is to it. You have made it where I can't get a job, and you know that, and they know that, and everybody knows that. Okay? You can try to act like it is, oh, she can't prove it. Watch me, David. Watch me. Okay? Be very careful what you run around and say right now. Because when it gets back to us, it can and will be used against you in a criminal case, sir. You do have the right to shut up. You have the right to remain silent. Any stupid thing you say and do can and will be used against you in a court of law. Use your attorney, okay? Stupid, dumb David, use your attorney. You just got to try that one more thing. We're all this men, you're going to beat up a woman sitting here in our little dresses and our little purses and our little dollies and our little pantyhose. And we're going to fight a woman hiding behind computers and phones and drugs and poisons and things that smell bad. And other people, we're so tough. Jesus, do you understand how everybody else sees you? Yeah, you got mafia, other mafia organizations shitting themselves, scared to death of a bunch of men trying to fight a woman, hiding behind everything and everyone else. And a doll. We keep hearing about that doll. Mr. Perry, every contact gets me more and more and more, and you just never shut up. What'd I just say? You have the right to shut the fuck up. So shut up. You want to talk, go talk to your attorney. Okay, every contact means you don't want a name. Every problem, every loss means you don't want a name. You don't want to talk. You don't want answers. Okay, you make a choice every day. We're going to contact her and harass her all day and threaten her all day. And we're going to make her broke. And we're going to cause problems and loss. And we're going to try one more thing. And we're going to sit here and peep and creep and keep her from her son and piss her people off. Which means we chose we don't want to talk to them and we don't want a name and we don't want their help. And that's your choice. Okay? So, there's that. Okay, now, Mr. Perry has taken my home over, and Dennis's, over and over and over and over and over, and vehicles. Okay, look what this article says about the trauma that does to a person every time they lose a home. So, the first time they did this to us, Dennis was 10. And then, again, when he was, it wasn't 8 months later. And he did it again. And then false arrest in Sepulpa. And I lost our home again. Every time, it's as traumatic as going through someone dying, someone close to you dying. Mr. Powell, I'm directing this at you. You caused that for my son. And you did it on purpose and you knew. You guys proved me wrong. On fact. Okay, don't run around slandering me. Don't retaliate. Don't try to murder or kidnap me. Prove me wrong on fact or shut up. Shut up. Charles, you and your doll. Your doll has never helped you. What a weirdo. Why aren't you embarrassed that you do that? We keep hearing about that doll. You're that much of a pussy, you play with a doll, really? Has it helped you to do that? I mean, we've heard a lot about the things of you and that doll. It is bizarre. It should embarrass the hell out of you. It really should. I wouldn't show my face again in public if you knew what people say about you and your doll. I mean, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Mr. Powell, this is what you did to my son when you did the false arrest. Plus, he had to go to school and explain why his mother was in jail. He knew about the McNamara email in October. He knew about it. So I'd already given paperwork to my cousin in case Charles kills me or false arrests me, and you're going to have to take care of Dennis. Here's the paperwork you're going to need. We'd already done it. So when I got arrested, I called Dennis from the jail, and I said, Dennis, remember what I said Charles has threatened me with? Yes, he did it. Call Craig and call your dad. So, Mr. Powell, that's on you. That's your fault. You signed the paper, and you did that to my son. And my guys are going to deal with you personally on that, specifically. Okay? There is a criminal case. The 10-year thing, there's a 10-year thing, right? On some stuff. On evidence, there's a 10-year thing. But there's subsequent civil cases, so it's not 10 years yet. Okay? We can use all of that. Now, you do what you do. You want to sit around and bullshit yourselves and harass people all day and not get a name, and I find out what to do, and I know what to do, and nothing works, and David wants to try one more. No one can stop you with, no one can, you can't, you're living, breathing proof that you can't fix stupid and you can't reason with crazy people. Okay, Charles, you revolt everybody. Nobody's given you a name in 15 years, okay? You make a choice. I'm going to sit on my fat ass, and I'm going to peep and creep, and I'm going to cause problems, and I'm going to antagonize and provoke, and I'm going to bother and bother and bother and bother. You want to make positive ID? You got people taking pictures of me everywhere I go, I hear. I've not seen anybody do that, but no telling. I know one thing at the club, you'd have those girls act like they were fixing their hair and pulled their phone up, and they were taking a picture of me. And you probably see me darting out of the background, right? Okay, I told you not to do that, so stop doing that. Just stop. You don't need to make positive ID, stalker. You need to fucking get a life. You make a choice. My guy said, if you want to talk to us and you want our help, she can't be broke. You can't invade her privacy. You can't contact her or her family. She has to be with her son. And that's what we want. I'm her boss. I decide that. That's what we all want. That our team decided that's what we want, and that's our requirement. So every day you make the choice not to do what he said, you're making the choice not to get help. You won't get a phone call, you won't get a name, you won't get help. We will. It's been this way 15 years. So I don't know why you would have any other expectation. I don't know. None of us can figure that out. Like we said, you're the living, breathing proof you can't fix stupid and you can't reason with crazy people. Okay, you're a sex predator, Charles, and that's all you are. Prove me wrong. You prove me wrong on fact, not by retaliating, because that does actually make you look guilty. Not by murder, not by kidnapping, not by poisons and drugs, not by, I'm going to make you broke. Why don't you like me? I ran off your family. Why don't you like me? I'm making you homeless. Why don't you like me? Anyways, that's why you don't get the help, and I do. And I'm not going to leave guys that can give me 115 names to your none and go with you, who can't get a name. Because you're revolting to everybody. Why would I do that? That didn't even make sense. 9.5 million of your conversations, almost 10 now. 28 code words describing specific crimes you try to do to make women do, go be trafficked. Most of the time, these women don't know you're the cause of the problem. And you forget that I do. I do know you're the cause of the problem. So it might work with the people that don't know you caused the problem and, you look like the hero. It's like a lot of stalkers, they've said, they'll like slash a girl's tire, the victim's tire, and then kind of be following them and then be the one that pulls over to help him change the tire and think that makes him the hero. Well, it does kind of make him the hero if the girl doesn't know he's the one that slashed it. But look, if she does know, you can't be the villain and the hero too. So your little song and dance has made somebody very uncomfortable. And then we heard about it. So, you're not making anybody impressed doing what you're doing. You're making people want to throw up and hit you. Okay, so we get the help and you don't. We get the help, not you. We get the help, you do not get the help. You're not the victim. Go say you're the victim. You make people want to hit you, and it's not getting you a name, is it? Nope, it gets us names. I mean, at some point, you got to understand it. When I do this, this happens, and I don't like that. So maybe I got to stop doing this. Or don't complain. I mean, we don't understand how stupid people think. So, we can't relate to what we have a hard time. Like, why would anyone do that? I don't understand why they keep doing that. This doesn't even make sense for them. Logically, this doesn't make, any reasonable, prudent person, reasonable, putting logic together, 2 and 2 is 4, not banana. So we're just like at a loss as to how to explain why you keep doing things to your own detriment. Yeah, you're that addicted to the weird shit you do. You're that addicted to it. You can't, even to your own detriment, you can do it anyway, spending all kinds of money. What's, millions of dollars, 15 years, what's one more day, 1 more million, right? Or give it back and get out and the guys will call you. Okay, there's never been a promise that we would get rid of any criminal charges. I think we promised there will be criminal charges, didn't we? The only thing we're trying to resolve is civil. That's it. For Dennis and me, separately and individually, because you owe us money. Okay, so pay it and get the fuck out. Now, if you want a phone call from the criminal investigators to answer your questions, you have to resolve the civil part first, or they will not help you. They will not. You can't bother me. You can't cause any more loss. There can't be any more breaking in my house and tearing up my shit and making everything stink and stinking up the laundry and stinking up poisoning the food. And David's got to try one more thing. Tell Mark Norman that didn't work. I mean, you don't know what we have. But how pissed off they are when they do what they do is entirely up to you.